I wanted to start today with responding to the input you guys gave us before. The people that are regularly showing up to these Q&As, we had asked you on a previous Q&A, what do you want these things to look like? We definitely want to allow time for like free discussion and just kind of brainstorming and networking. So we will have time for that, on every event. I did want to address, though, that a lot of people want to show up and have learn about new changes and updates. That was kind of the most common response that people said, hey, when I show up to this Q&A each month, I want to know what's new for this month. So I want to respond to that by sharing with you. This is kind of like my cheat sheet. It's part of my cheat sheet of let me find this. I keep track of changes as they come in, because I have to go and add them to the course. So this is like my cheat sheet of my changes that I'm tracking as I'm preparing to do the final before tax season update. So are Andrea and Imelda, are you guys able to see this Word document that says December 2024 changes up for discussion?
Yes. Okay,
very cool. Is it readable and everything? And you, yep. Okay. Yes. Okay, sweet. So I just wanted to highlight this first one because I think this is something that, is very relevant. Most of us right now are getting ready to get some rest and relaxation for whatever holidays you celebrate, which happy all holidays, Merry Christmas too, and happy holidays. But before we can do that, a lot of us have been sending out these messages about the January 1st deadline, right, of the BOIR, beneficial ownership information thing, right? So a lot of us were we're on top of it. We're helping our clients, avoid fines and jail time and things like that. These are business clients, business entity clients, so they're high value clients as well. So I think a lot of the members, I've seen you guys doing a great job in proactively communicating about this, making sure your clients know that you have their best interests at heart, even though it's not specifically your job per se, you're still communicating, providing this value. And then of course the government changes it, or a Texas court changes it, right? So I want to talk about that first because like I said, I think that's kind of on people's minds before we disconnect for the holidays is should I send an updated message to clients? Should I stop offering this as a service because now it's canceled or whatever it might be? So basically for people who haven't followed super closely, if you've been on our email list, you should have already heard about this, right? A Texas court said that this is unconstitutional or the enforcement of this is blocked, right? And blocked not only in Texas, but nationwide. So I had kind of joked in the email about Texas doing Texas things, kind of being a little bit of a independent Lone Star state type of thing and so the enforcement of this is blocked, but there really has not been a rule change like FinCEN saying, hey, we thought about this and we don't need you to do this anymore, right? Or this is not going to come back tomorrow. So we're in a little bit of a tough spot in a way because clients are asking us, hey, is this canceled? Do I still need to do this? You've sent me all these messages before saying I need to do this or else I could go to jail or pay $10,000 or whatever it was. And so now I see in the news or social media or whatever that I don't need to do this, or some people say I don't need to do it. Other people say I should. So just a lot of confusion. I want to just kind of invite Andrea in and Imelda if she wanted to weigh in on the topic of what are your thoughts on the court case, on the communication you've already undertaken with your clients, and what questions are you getting from clients relative to the changes that happened?
We haven't actually gotten a whole lot of questions from clients, which is interesting. And then the ones that do come to us are how come you never told me this? But I've been sending email blasts out about BOI literally all year. So with this temporary injunction, I sent a message to all of our clients giving them an update that the Texas court ruled that it was unconstitutional and there's a temporary injunction. I think FinCEN has already appealed. So The appeals process has started. So I sent a message to my clients telling them all of that, letting them know that while the temporary injunction is in place, there's no obligation to file, that they could still voluntarily file. My big concern if they don't file is that if that injunction is lifted, it could be a mad dash to get reports filed by the deadline.
Yep.
But I basically put it to clients. So the clients who have paid us to help them with BOI, I have said to them, we will file it if you want us to. If you don't want to file while you wait for this to resolve, let us know and we'll hold off on filing. So we're making our clients say yes or no.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So we had clients that were, it's an interesting point in the sense that clients haven't been asking questions about the change because maybe they didn't even know in the first place, or they, just the mentality of some of these things, right, is from the client point of view is, I don't want to think about these things unless I absolutely have to. So I haven't even started. I think it was very high. It was only like 30% of business owners had done it, so it's, most people are like, I don't want to think about this. So I didn't even hear the first thing that was said, let alone the second thing. If you sent me 5 emails, pardon me, because I don't care and I don't want to know. And I'm trying to not know this information until I absolutely have to. So for those clients that do have a question, or if you want to just proactively communicate about this, we were getting some questions at my office. So what I've done here is I created a template message for everybody. So I'm going to share the link within the chat, you guys, of if you want to take my template message and customize it how you want, or this kind of thing. This is basically what we sent to our clients saying, you probably heard, you may have heard something about that there was a change and we have the deadline coming up January 1st, right? So if you can't get access to that link, that contact support. Okay, so say just I can't get access that link. That means that probably your membership is something's going on with it. So if you can't get access to that link and you want that templated message, please email support at prontotaxschool.com and we'll review your account, make sure you can get access. Okay, so that's basically what we sent, and the core of the message was very simple, similar to what Andrew was saying, is that there's a deadline coming up January 1st. So we've noticed that the clients don't pay attention in general to these things unless you say it's a deadline. Yeah. They were saying that you had to do it or else you would get fined or possibly go to jail. So deadline, potential fine, maybe going to jail. So potentially the client at that point is going to pay basic level of attention, right? They're you're kind of hitting some of the key points, right? A Texas court blocked this from being enforced. However, the rule itself has not been changed. This has become a legal matter. We are not attorneys, and we are not advising you to file it or to not file it. And we're not going to advise you to file or to not file it. If you want help in filling out the form itself, we may be able to help in certain situations, and feel free to contact us if you decide to file it yourself. So if you have further questions about whether to file it or not, contact an attorney or do your own research and make your own decision. We'll be speaking to you soon about tax season stuff and stuff that is actually our job. So that was kind of the long and short of it. We sent that message to our clients. If you guys want to send a similar message, or you want to get in and customize and change it and not start from zero, you can compare my template message to what you can get from ChatGPT. Hopefully I can compete with ChatGPT, because that's become a formidable little letter writer. It's got some skills.
Andy GPT.
I'm thinking now when I'm writing emails, is this better than ChatGPT could do? I feel like ChatGPT is breathing down my neck.
And just a real quick note on BOI, and you don't necessarily have to include this in your communication to your clients, but for your information, in case you haven't seen, 2 nights ago, Congress included in their continuing resolution that I don't think they've passed it yet as of today, but it has to be passed by tomorrow to keep the government open and running. So they tacked on a provision that would extend the requirement to file BOI reports for entities that existed before January 1st of 2024. It would push it to January 1 of 2026 instead of January 1 of 2025. So if it was an entity that existed before 1/1 of 24, instead of the deadline being this coming January 1st, it would push it to January 1st of 26. So once again, that has not been approved yet. It's, I think it was proposed by Congress in their recent CR. So kind of keep an eye out for that. And when I see an update, I'll make sure I go to the tax preparer teamwork group and kind of post a message there.
Awesome. So that would potentially just give like a little more breathing room. Something like that, I feel like is probably likely to happen because the decision's already being appealed. Yeah. And so we don't want to be in a position. And I think hopefully people are sensible enough to know that during tax season would not be a great time to have a sudden urgent deadline kick back in. And so hopefully it's kind of cooler heads will prevail on that.
It's important to note. I just want to note that if that is passed, that only gives entities that existed prior to January 1st of 24 until January 1st of 2026. Any entities that were formed between January 1st of 2024 and January 1st of 2025 still have to file their initial report within 90 days. And then any entities formed after January 1st of 2025 have to file their initial report in 30 days. Unless that temporary injunction is still in place. So the temporary injunction covers everyone. The proposal under the CR only affects entities that existed before January 1st. So it's wonky. It's a lot to keep track of.
Thanks for watching. If you found this session helpful, we invite you to join our Pronto Tax School memberships. You'll get access to weekly live mentor support sessions like this one, plus tens of advanced tax course trainings, private groups, special discounts to in-person events, a tax business growth coach, and so much more. Check the links in the description to learn more about our Dream Team and Forever Edition memberships, and join us today.